Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sumit Kumar Gupta and you are watching Sumit's Academic Zone. So, this particular video is totally dedicated to the students of Mizoram University. The students from Mizoram University might feel confusion while making their projects. So, I'm gonna vanish all your confusion today and explain each and everything about how to make the project reports. This video is for the Masters of Business Administration students from Mizoram University who wants to make their project report. So I'm directly taking you to the guideline given by the university for project making, okay, for MBA students. So this is the guideline of Mizoram University, and here we're gonna understand the important things. Okay, let's read the instruction first. After completing this guideline, I'm going to show you the example project which one of the students have already made. So uh, keep watching the video till the end. Okay, so let's read the instruction. Go to the guideline section and read how to prepare your project report. Okay, you may select any topic of your choice within your syllabus for your research project. Okay, so here it is talking about you may select any topic of your choice. Okay, but my personal opinion is you can meet with the supervisor, right, of the related subject and consult with him and then select and finalize the topic. Whatever topic you have in your mind, you can share with your supervisor and take his feedback on the topics and then finalize the topic. It would be better for both of you. So the third point is choose any supervisor of your choice from the list below. Student must pay 1,000 per research project directly to the supervisor before submitting your research project. Okay, you must upload your supervisor's resume in PDF format to the specified folder named upload supervisor resume here. Okay, next is student may have any supervisor of their choice other than the ones mentioned above on the condition that the selected supervisor must meet the criteria uploaded on the portal. So if you are taking the supervisor from outside, you have to meet the criteria, the qualifications which has been finalized by the university. Okay. Now, after preparing your research project according to the instructed guidelines, you can submit your research project in PDF format in a specified folder where your batch is mentioned. For example, upload research project here proposal. Okay, so this was regarding the submission of your project. Okay, now fifth point is your research project file size should not be higher than 180 MB. You have to remember it. Then your research project dissertation should be in A4 size paper. Okay, should be minimum 20 pages and maximum of 100 pages. So I don't recommend that your project should be less than 50 pages because you cannot explain your research work properly in less than 50 pages. So try to do it above 50 pages. However, in the guideline it is mentioned that it should be minimum 20 pages and maximum 100 pages. Okay, after submission of your research project, it will be checked, tested for plagiarism and graded accordingly. So after you submit your project, the university will check the plagiarism in it and then only update your marks. Okay, so this is the supervisor list. Okay, you can contact the supervisors if you have any confusion. Okay, now guidelines for research project report. Okay, now in this students are given the liberty to select the organization and topic for their project in consultation with the supervisor. I already told you that while finalizing your topic, you must contact your supervisor and then finalize it. Okay, students do not need to go their selected organization, rather study it from online offline source about the organization and prepare it in the format given below. Okay, so it is saying that students do not need to go their selected organization. You need not to go to the organization what you have mentioned in your topic in your research. Rather, you should study online or offline sources about the organization and prepare it in the format given below. Okay. Supervisor must be identified by the students as per the previous given provision given by the CDOE on supervisor selection and uploaded their resume along with the project report. Okay, so with your project report, the supervisor's resume should also be attached. This is what this particular line is saying. Okay, now for online MBA students, the project report is crucial component of the online MBA program at Mizoram University, designed to evaluate the students' ability to apply theoretical knowledge to a real world business problem challenge. The project aimed to demonstrate independent research, critical thinking, and problem solving skills. So this was the introduction of online MBA program. The project report of online MBA program and why you have to do the research. Okay. Next is objectives of the of the project. What are the objectives of your research? To gain practical knowledge and insight in the chosen area, business management, to conduct detailed research on a contemporary business issues or problems. So these are the objectives of the research work that you have to do. Okay. General requirements. So you have to take care of the requirements of your project report given by the university. Okay. So what should be the length of your project here? It is talking about what is the length. So it should be 20 minimum 20 pages to 100 pages. Okay, including table diagrams and appendices everything. Then you have to use Time New Roman font for your project while writing it. Then line spacing should be 1.5 lines. Margin should be 1 inch on all sides. Alignments should be justified. Paper A4 size, and language should be English always. And then plagiarism. You have to ensure that the report is original and not copied. Any instance of plagiarism will lead to disqualification or rejection of your project. Okay. Now let's talk about the format of the project. Okay, your project, what things your project should have. So first is title of the project. You must write it. Then you have to write these are the contents which you have to mention on the first page of your project. Okay, so title of the project you have to mention. Then name of the student, and then your enrollment number. Then name of the course, like if you are doing the online MBA course, then you have to mention it. Then you have to mention the supervisor's name. Then you have to mention the submission date when you are submitting it, and you have to put the logo on the first page of your project report as well. So Mizoram University's logo should be attached. Okay, now you have to attach the certificate page, acknowledgement page, and table of content. Then list of tables and figures and abbreviation at the first. At first, you have to include these things. What? Certificate page, acknowledgement. So this particular thing is cover page. I told you the very first page of the project is cover page, in which you have to mention these. Then the certificate page, then acknowledgement page, then table of content. Okay, what it is talking about certificate page, the project certificate should be provided by the supervisor stating that the project is the work of the student and was conducted under the supervision. Okay, so in these certificate acknowledgement, on the certificate your supervisor's signature should be there. In acknowledgement your signature should be there. And table of content, you already know that. A list of tables and figures which you have mentioned in the project, that should be there in the project. Okay, Next thing is a structure of the report. So very important thing, you have to listen it very carefully. Okay, a structure of the report. So the first chapter of your project should be the introduction chapter. Okay, what content you have to mention in the introduction chapter is context and background. Okay, so you have to describe it. Brief description of the business problem or topic being studied has to be mentioned in context and background. Okay, then you have to mention research problem or objectives of the study, clear statement of the problem you aim to solve, or the research question has to be mentioned. Okay, so this was regarding the introduction chapter. Then you have to mention the second chapter as a literature review. Okay, uh, review of previous research and studies related to the chosen topic, identify key theories, models, and frameworks relevant to the research area, highlight gaps in the existing literature that your project aims to address. Right. So, first of all, you have to understand what is literature review. If you don't know what is the literature review, I have made a separate video on literature review topic. You can study it. You'll get to know that what is review of literature and how you can write the literature review. Okay. In a simple words, I can tell you that whatever the topic you have chosen, people might have studied that same similar topic in previous days, and that particular studies should be very beneficial if you're gonna study it. So that those studies which has already been done in past are called literature review. You have to write it. So you have to write the summary of those studies, and that is called literature review. There's a particular way of writing literature review. You can watch my video and get to know how to write the literature reviews. Okay, now the third chapter is research methodology. What is research methodology? So research methodology should have research design, data collection, sample technique, and data analysis. Okay, discuss whether your research is exploratory, descriptive, or explanatory. So you have to mention what kind of research design you are using. Then data collection, outline the methods used for data collection. Either you are using survey or questionnaire or case study, you have to mention the data collection method. Then sampling technique, explain the sampling method used and sample size. You have to also mention the sample size and what are the sample technique by which you have selected the samples. You have to mention it. Then data analysis, explain the tools and techniques used to analyze the data. You have to mention in data analysis. The fourth chapter, that is data analysis and findings. Okay, so after collecting the data, present the data collected and analyze it based on your objectives and research. So whatever your objective is, your data analysis and interpretation should justify your objectives. Okay, use graph, tables, charts to illustrate your findings, which is very important. Then interpret the data in the context of your research question. So these are the things you have to mention: data analysis and findings. And the fifth chapter is recommendations. So whatever recommendations you have after doing your study, you have to mention that. And then the sixth chapter is conclusion. Okay, now the conclusion chapter, in the sixth chapter, which is conclusion of the study, you have to mention the summaries of the finding of the project. Okay, whatever study you already done, you have to mention and mention it as a summary. Okay, then significance of your research in solving the business problem. So what is the significance of the research that you have already been done for solving the business problem? You have to mention it. Okay, the final okay, so conclusion was the last chapter, and after that you have to mention the references. Okay, While mentioning the references, you have to understand that it should be written into APA format, and whatever books, journal, and website you are mentioning, you have to write it clearly and carefully. Okay, and for the references, you have to use APA format or MLA or Harvard format. Okay, this is mentioned in the guideline. Then appendices. Okay, so if you are using any questionnaire or any tool or any pictures, you have to mention in the appendices at last. So this was the very briefly explained tutorial, and a part of this, if you have any question, okay, or if you want to ask something, you can write us back or comment in the comment box, so that we can give you all the knowledge about the project. Okay, and yes, if you still have any question or want our help for making your project, then you can directly contact us on the number given below, and you can also comment in the comment box. Okay, uh, yes, if you want, if you belongs to other stream of or other stream or other courses from Mizoram University, don't forget to comment in the comment box or contact us if you want a particular video on that particular subject, a part of MBA projects. Okay, if you are belonging from other subject, we'll make the tutorial video for that particular project as well. So at last, I'm gonna take you the example project that one of my students has already made, and this is here project report. Okay, so the topic for the project is a study on consumer buying behavior with respect to edible products. Okay, one of my students has already made it, so you can see the cover page. Okay, this kind of cover page you have to make, this kind of cover page you have to make. Then you have to make the table of content. What are the chapters? I already mentioned in the guideline, and here in the same way I have written uh, the chapter's name here: introduction, literature review, research methodology, data analysis and findings, recommendations, conclusion, references, appendices, and questionnaire. So this way you have to write the table of content. Then list of table you might have used in your project, that, and you should write the list of table like this. Okay, then list of figures, you have to mention the list of figures like this. Okay, then one thing is missing here: list of abbreviation. You also have to mention it, and then you have to write the chapters. Okay, so this is the first chapter. I already mentioned context and background. Okay, then the second chapter, literature review. This is how the literature review is written. First, you have to write the introduction of literature review. Then you should start the previous studies which has already been made by others in similar field. You have to mention it. Okay, then research methodology. What are the components of research methodology given in the guideline? Research design, data collection, sampling technique, and data analysis. Okay, then the fourth chapter, data analysis and findings. You have to write one paragraph as a starting paragraph of the chapter, and then you have to start uh, the tables and interpretation graphs, whichever you have made for your project. Okay, so in this way you have to write the fourth chapter, and then the sixth chapter is recommendations. Okay, recommendations you have to write as per the data analysis and results you have made, and then you have to write the conclusion of the study as the last chapter. You have to mention then the references in APA format. Okay, like this, and you have to mention the appendices and questionnaire. I already told you, if you have any appendices, you have to write at the last. Okay, So this is how the project is made. If you have any question, I would request all of you write in the comment box or contact me on my number. If you want direct assistance for making your project, or if you want a modified project on your desired topic, you can contact us. We'll provide you that. You just have to submit it. And if you need any help, please contact. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day.